So,
This advice I got was, a champion is a champion till they stop acting like a champion.
what do you mean
And
by that?
what I mean by that is champions are somebody who push a deal forward, who tell you what's, and they're going to really talk to you all the time. So, for example, in deals, I've had deals stalled because my supposed champion has stopped talking to me. There's two ways you test it, right? One of them is you give them homework and see if they
Mm,
do it. That's when
mm,
you know, are they a serious champion and they're on board? And also, you have to know in your gut, if they go and they sell this internally, it's going to be a needle mover. They're going to move it. And that's why you have to test them. And that's very difficult when you're a new AE. You trust everyone because you want to be
yeah.
liked. And when you hear all these good things, you're like, oh, this deal's going amazing. Shine some rainbows. Say this straight away. The nice people are the hardest people to close. And I'll tell you why. Because when they like you,
Mm,
they don't want to tell you the truth. I
mm,
much now prefer selling to somebody who's quote unquote rude to me on a call
mm,
because
yeah.
they give them to me straight. I remember I had a deal where I had this incredible relationship with this person, right? And they just wouldn't tell me the answer. And then they left the company and they were like, yeah, sorry, I just really liked you. I never wanted to tell you
News.
bad news.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, for example, now when I have a champion, they either get homework or I'm testing them. Like, have you bought software before? Have you done this before? Or what's the next step? So if a champion is like not wanting to do a next step, red flag. You need to go above their head, right? They're not going to be a champion. But there are some instances where now I ask the champ, like anyone I get on a call, I do a next step. I ask them like, where do you think this is going? So that's one advice I want to give to you when it comes to multi-threading. Always ask your champion before you go over the head
Yeah.
until, like I said, they stop being a champion, they stop communicating with you, they stop doing the homework that you assigned them. And I know that sounds quite cheesy. It's like, like for example, if me and you were on a call, I'd say, hey, Neil, typically the next step is to get the CFO. I can see Cassandra leads that team, would be able to jump on a call. And if they become a blocker at that point, it's because they want to have a discussion. And if they don't come back to you, then they're not a real champion. At
Mm,
that point, you have a decision to make, right? Do you want to put that to close loss, or do you have a sufficient enough business case that you think you can actually help this business and it needs to go higher up with them? And that's what I learned. So one of the things I'd say is, for example, I'd ask them, do you mind if I email your boss? Again, that language is very
yeah.
important. Do you
Yeah.
mind?
Yeah.
Some people will say yes. Some people say no, leave it with me. At that point where they either stop communicating with me or they just ghost me, I'm like, at that point, I send an email to the seniors. I say, hey, I've spoken to your team. They mentioned this is a problem. This is how we solve it. Could we have a conversation about it? And that tends to go like, some people are annoyed. Like I've had deals where their boss is on the call now and they're on the call and they were airing. So that got me to the close one, and vice versa, where they've been really happy. But it's also the way I've done it. I've spoke about how great they are to have on the team. They really care about
Yeah.
the business. This is why they want to get us signed on.